Huh. Well, let's see. Let's try this again. Huh. See you there. Okay. Well, maybe we'll give her a second. No? Well, maybe having a problem with this one. Let's see. I don't get any information. Bear with us a second. All right. Let's see. All right. Well, we're waiting on our guest. Hello, everybody. Just bear with us a second. It's good to see you back. Nice to see you, Rose. It is, what time is it? 6:43 in Hawaii. We're having a little bit of a technical problem on this show. Hello, Jane Moore. Let's see. Let me ask her what's happening. How's it going? All right. Okay. Oh, she's still not here. I don't know. Might have a little problem here. I'm going to put on a video real quick and see if I can get in touch with her. So y'all just bear with me a second. Thank you, Catherine Shaw. Thank you for that. And thank you, everybody, for your continued love, support, and contributions. We're 100% viewer supported at this point. We're having a meeting on Tuesday to see where we're at with the website and start generating some income streams beyond, let's see. Still not here. 1 second. She's having a problem. She's going to try again. In the meantime, I'm going to put on a quick video and let's see if we can't get this thing fixed. Every spiritual podcast seems to have glitches. Facebook cut you off if they do not like the subject matter. Yeah, we've had a little bit of that. Let me put on a quick video and I'll be right back in 2 minutes.
Todd Medina, SoulogyOneStudios. What's going on here? Democracies, aristocracies, oligarchies, monarchies, hierarchies, presidents and popes. What's the real dope? What's this all about? Faith? Hope? Doubt? That's all that earth stuff, man. I am a multidimensional, high vibrational, evolutionary being, and I'm tired of hiding it. I am soul. I don't care who or what tried or is trying to deceive us. Call it the devil or another's Messiah, prophet, or God. It's all the same to me. Whoever they are, they can never take our souls, and that's when we came here to learn. From the burn of being wrong, denying who we are, taking orders, lawless laws, a branded existence, but not anymore. I am divinity. Yeah. Alright. The power we hold to mold the future, heavenly nirvana. From the inside, present, eternal. It's time to be a bolder flame. The game isn't the same. We are the spirit science synthesis, the action of conscious thought, alignment, transmuting to a living wisdom. Yeah. No longer dreaming the life, I am living the dream.
Okay, well, it looks like we're having a, here, let me see here. Okay, okay, let's see. I think she's on. That, who asked that? Patricia? Okay, so she's on. Patricia, that's called Living the Dream. That's a soul speak that we produce out of SoulogyOneStudios. Gayatri's ready. Let me find her. Here we go. So I'm assuming Gayatri, you're Cosmic Weaver. So let's see. That's that. All right. Let's see. Yes. Can you hear me?
I made.
You're in Cosmic
Yeah,
Weaver.
somehow
That was very strange. Let me.
it made me create a different Zoom account through my YouTube for some reason. I don't know why.
Well, you're like most of the light workers. They have no technical knowledge at all.
I've used Zoom before, and the ID works. It's just put in the ID and it's on.
That's weird. I don't know what's going on with that. That's okay. Let me just share it out to the network. We got a late start. That's okay. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it just fine. All right. So 27 people in the house. It's gonna be a good show here. We got some dragon energy coming in and a few other things. Hello, Tom Bear, Messia Rose, Linda Hickton, Liz Magnolia, Jane Moore, Ion Boldy, Catherine Shaw, thank you for the compliment. Patricia Esme, Wendy Kirkwood, Amanda Lowe's, our dear friend Anna Weberly, who's been a big time supporter, always at the right time. Sean Knight, Lita Berry, Amanda Christine, Shar Domke, Judian Bull, Marianne Savino. I think I've got a message to get back to you, Marianne. I saw it buried under there. I'll get to it. Andrea Antico, Angel Divine, Abuelita Chadwick from Hemlock, Michigan. Welcome. And that's funny. All right, 29 people in the house. Our beautiful beloved sister Gayatri's with us today, and it's a pleasure to have you back. It's been a while. I'm anxious to
be.
Yes, I'm anxious.
I have.
Go ahead.
I have to start with thanking you and Morgan and Jason, Heather, William, and Unity for holding space for us. I'm just so grateful to all of you. I know I have to be in that space at some time, but I'm not there yet. So I thank you all for all the work you've done, and I thank you for still being there for us, pulling us through.
Oh, that's very cool. I think we're all pulling each other through. I think there's just like a lot of different templates that we're working with on the earth, and everybody's a part of different templates and that we're all expanding. I don't know how this all works, but I think we're all pulling each other. You pull people up with the work that you're doing. Some of that we're going to talk about now. You sent me a message, and you said Rainbow Messenger, communications with the Dragon Realm. We have crossed the threshold endings, new beginnings. It starts now. This show is about to begin. Take your places, honor your feelings, invest in what your heart truly desires. New structures for long-term commitments have been established. The past, present, and future are all combining to help you move forward, getting you in the right place at the right time. The universe is ready to give back. All you have to do is show up. Well, we did. We all showed up. And I'm with you. I think we need to give ourselves some credit for doing that. It's been a long road, but it's starting to, like based on the message I just read, it's being reciprocated. It's being given back in quick time now, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And it's been so long that we've been doing it by ourselves. I mean, I don't remember how long I've just been going on, and I'm so exhausted now.
Yeah.
It's been days that I feel like, okay, I don't want to do this on my own anymore. I need somebody with me because it's been too long. I'm exhausted. Some days I'm just so tired, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, I need somebody to be with me now. But I guess I still have work to do. April and May was so intense.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like there was days when my head was feeling like it would explode. I wanted to jump out of my skin so many times, you know, it
Yeah.
was like something needs to, is, you know, you want to break free. The song would run in my head
Yeah,
from Freddie Mercury. I
Yeah.
want to break free.
yeah.
And it was terrible that some days it was like almost you want to burst open. There would be times in the middle of the night I would wake up with butterflies in my stomach and everything coming up. It was like surging energy and excitement,
Yeah.
and then not being able to sleep all night. So it was a bit too much, and I tuned into myself and I tuned into the dragons and I said, please help me. I cannot do this anymore. This is getting too much for me. And I tuned into myself. I said, there's obviously something that needs to be released. Let me see what it is. And you know what I saw was a lot of clearing that is still to be done on the karmic level, if I may say so. Karmic is just unresolved issues. So
Yeah.
I felt a lot of resentment coming up,
Yeah.
and there was anger.
Yeah.
And I said, I've been working on myself for God knows how many years, and this stuff is still coming up. What am I supposed to do? I tuned in a little more into my blood, and I saw there was ancestral imprints
Yeah.
still hanging around. And the blood, I could, just see it, sense it, like boiling and waiting to be cleared. So I started working on myself. I put away all the painting stuff and I said, I'm not going to take any more clients this month. That was April, May, and I got down to doing my internal work. There was resentment from my childhood. There was anger towards myself for having given so much time.
Yeah.
Why have I given it so much time? Why have I allowed this to stay for so long? But then it's I guess it's like you cannot do it all together. It has to be done in, how much ever we can
Pieces.
manage at one time.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not possible to clear everything, and this stuff never ends. I guess it never ends. The more you clear, the more it comes up. There comes a point where I've realized I have not so much baggage. I'm neutral most of the time. I can be balanced, but then there are times when it sort of tips, and we're not perfect. So it's good to go through these experiences because it helps me to see what I need to clear with myself, and it's easier to do it when people come to me with a similar problem.
Yeah. I wonder, Tim Wilde was talking about it today, and somebody else, I can't ever remember anything anymore, but that a lot of it, May in particular, and maybe even April, that a lot of this stuff we're feeling is collective. It's like you were saying, it's not like the shadows in the past. Like I went through the same thing you did, which was, why is this stuff coming up? Like a memory coming up of a molestation or whatever the case was. Why is it coming up? I didn't understand it. And then talking to some of the people on the show, there was some talk that, a lot of this has been collective. And of course, I guess ultimately everything is, but it just seemed different to me. I don't know how you feel about it, but it just seemed less personally my stuff, even though obviously it all goes together, but seemed to be more collective stuff being pushed through.
Yeah, it does feel a lot more than just my stuff. But then again, I think it was because it's been building up in the collective, it sort of brought up our own personal, maybe
Yeah.
bits and pieces of whatever there was that needed to clear up.
Yeah.
So it works both ways, and you know when it is just something coming from outsider and when it's your own.
Yeah.
So this was my own, and I was given this instruction earlier this year that when you're doing your clearing, make sure you bring in the part where you disconnect yourself from the collective as well. So you don't disconnect anything coming from the collective to you, so you don't take on more than what you can handle.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like when you're clearing your stuff, you've cleared it and you know it's out, whatever you've allowed then, and at the same time disconnect yourself from what is coming to you from the collective. Make it clear that you will only take on stuff that you can handle and not more than that.
Yeah. So you said that you tapped into the dragons when you got to that point. So what, I need some help, or I'm getting tired. Did you tap into what kind of response did you get?
That was the response. So
oh,
I was lying in bed, exhausted, early in the morning. And I said, I don't want to get out of bed today. I don't want to do anything. I need answers. I need some help. You've got to show me what's going on. And I was lying in bed, looking up at the ceiling, and this rainbow dragon shows up. So I was like, oh, good. I jumped to my table and I said, let me start painting it.
Right.
And the dragon, while I was painting the dragon, there was this portal that was somehow forming or opening up. I don't know what was going on, but it was happening on the paper that I was painting on. And this portal, there was this energy that was like swirling around it. And I saw a stairway, you know, like how they make the stairway into heaven. It was going up into the sky. There was 2 rows of people walking up on the steps. And that's what the dragon explained to me, that we have crossed the threshold. We have made it to this point. And there was these people walking on the stair, 2 lines. I was looking at them. I was part of it. This was the ascension, what do you call it, ladder, whatever you call it. And it is all very well organized. There is no chaos. There is no stagnation. There is none of the stuff that we are feeling, you know, the pulling and pushing. Everyone was in a line. Everyone was very peaceful. Everyone was walking at their own pace. There was a few people who I saw had reached a certain point, and then I saw them slipping down.
Slipping down?
Slipping from the steps, you know, like if you miss a step, or if you, there was a few people that came down from the steps in the line that I was. And I said, oh dear, are they going to not make it? And the dragon explained to me that no, it's all right. You can slip from where you are once in a while.
Yeah.
It's okay to do that. And you can rest. There is no hurry.
Yeah.
There is, you know, everyone will be there on their own time. There is no need to panic. There is no need to get so serious about the whole thing. Don't try and make it all, you know, understand it all from your mind, because it doesn't work that way. Nothing works with the mind. So don't try and understand this whole process with your mind. Put your mind aside and just keep walking. This is where you are. This is where everyone is. It is all very well organized. And there is no looking back. Everything has been set.
Yeah.
The universe is ready to give you back what you need,
Yeah.
what you have worked for. Also, it's not going to be so hard now as it was before.
That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like. Now, was that, let me see. That's what it feels like to me. It feels like that's where we're at. You know, it's not going to be so hard now. And now, is this the one you're talking about? Is this the rainbow dragon?
Yeah, this is the rainbow dragon.
Now,
And
go ahead.
sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, so he showed me the ascension process, and the people that was slipping, I was a bit, I won't say scared, but I said, is it possible to slip all the way down? And he said, no, you will not slip all the way down. Maybe sometimes if it's okay if people just come down a few steps and then they go back again. So it's not the same anymore. We've made it, and we've just got to show up now for what we worked on. It's time to receive. It's time to shine now.
Yeah.
It's
Now, there's a real comment here from our beloved sister Amanda Lowe's. She says everyone keeps saying that, but it keeps getting harder. And I know there's got to be people out there that feel that, like Amanda. And I think we all have those moments where we're like, you know, like you did in the bed. Go ahead.
I felt that, you know, when I was going through this phase of clearing, and I realized, I think maybe because I was resisting the change or not being able to understand what it is what made it feel hard.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It feels heavy when we are not being able to understand what's going on, or if we are trying to, if we are trying to make sense of it, or maybe trying to resist the change. Resist the change in our case, I think it would be, I can say that not consciously, it would be an unconscious resistance to, because you're not able to make out what it is. So resistance is what makes it heavy. That's when.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, no, I was going to say, you said something a second ago. I don't want to let that go, because you're saying this resistance could very well be unconscious, but maybe one of the signs is, because this has been part of, we've talked about this on the shows even today in the last few days, where this stuff that's coming in, it's coming in so fast now that, like Tim Wild talked about it this morning, and he said, in terms of like I said, what do you do to handle triggers? What do you do to handle the energies? He said, it takes everything I have to do that. You know, they're coming in so fast. And I guess what I was getting to is that maybe we're not conscious of the resistance that we have, but one of the things that has seemed to come to the surface is that our ability to understand the energies, like so many people have downloaded you know, channel transmissions, and they get them, and then they're like, okay, let me figure out what it means, and then, you know, they take that unspoken 5D or higher dimensional communication, and we try to put it into words, and it seems like it's coming so fast now and so big that we don't have time to figure it out. You know, when I was talking to him this morning, I was like, well, you know, it's like I know it's coming in. I don't need to know what it is anymore. I just accept it and surrender to it. And maybe that's something that works. I don't know. It seems to be working for me. I don't have to understand anymore. I feel it come in. I felt two aspects come in in the last 24 hours. One came in, and my whole body felt like concrete, like somebody filled up my body with concrete. It was very heavy, and I knew I just needed to walk and move. So I don't know. Maybe it's coming in so fast that we can just have faith that we're getting the information that we need, and it will come to us when we need it. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. It's coming in too fast, but it's not something that we cannot handle. We know
That's
how
right.
to do it. We just need to give ourselves time and not try and make sense of everything altogether. We've got to go through the process. And I asked, how do I manage this? Because it was too much to take. And that's when the other dragon showed up
Let me see.
and said, surrender.
That's the pink one?
That's the pink one.
And that's good advice. I mean, that even happened to me today. I was sitting in the park with Morgan, and I felt an energy come in. I could feel it like in my chest, and it was like stuck. And I said, "Why does this happen? Can't we make it go faster?" And she said, "Well, just maybe not. Maybe you just got to feel it until it dissipates." So I did. I
Yeah.
said to myself, "I surrender," a few times, and I just sat there quietly. And then eventually I could feel it kind of move up into my higher heart, and then kind of got stuck again, and then it kind of went into my throat. I have no idea what it was. I have no idea what code was given or anything like that, but it did go away after a few minutes.
Wonderful. I'm going through the same thing, exact same thing. It comes in the chest. It feels heavy in the chest, and then it comes and it's like a lump in the throat,
Yes.
almost like something you want to take something out.
Yeah.
But it's not coming out.
Yeah.
And that's when this one showed up and said, you have to surrender. Surrender is not just about, just giving up and saying, okay, I leave it to the universe to do whatever it has to do with me. No.
Yeah.
It means you've got to own your stuff. You've got to make peace with it. You've got to first go through it, feel it. And once you feel it, that's when you start releasing it. So how do you release it?
How?
You've got to let go of the attachment of whatever you're feeling as well.
Yeah. Oh, let go of the attachment of what you're feeling.
Yeah, just detach from everything. Everything, just let go. Once you felt it, let go of that feeling. Because it's done. Once you felt it, once you've been through it and done your work with it, just let go of the feeling, let go of everything that you're feeling at that time.
Yeah.
Because it's the attachment that keeps the experience, and we all know that. So it's
Very
the
true.
attachment to all the good things as well as all the bad stuff too. It's somewhere down the line, maybe you're feeling still attached to the pain, or still attached to whatever it is that is coming up. That's when you need to look into that. Look into the attachment, they said.
Yeah.
And see what it is that is keeping you from releasing whatever it is that you're feeling.
But I think the key in what you said too is allowing that feeling to be there. And
You have to feel it.
Yeah. Detaching from everything else that stems from it, but allowing that feeling to be there, and not resisting it.
Yeah. Once you felt it, then detach from that feeling as well.
Somebody asked, Shard Domke asked, she says she knows nothing of dragons. How do they work? That was kind of my question. So when you have, when you speak your truth to the universe, as you were describing earlier, and you say, hey, what's going on? I need some help. Give me some information. You typically have dragons show up.
Yes, ever since they showed up for me, since October. Before that, it was not the dragons. So now everything is the dragons. Everywhere I look, it's the dragons. Any question I ask, it's the dragons that answer me. They just show up.
Can
And
you,
I think
can,
that's what I needed.
Yeah.
Because I think they came up for me because I think I take too long to understand things, and how it works.
no,
How
I
it
think,
works
yeah.
with them is they don't waste time.
Yeah.
They don't like to waste time, and I think that's one of the main reasons I've understood is they had no choice but to take on, adopt me or get on my side, because I take too long to understand things. Even after I understand something, I take too long to make it happen, or get on with it. And that's
So,
the reason I've been so angry with myself. I just give it too much time.
Wow.
Where the dragons come, they make sure they do the work. It's all instant. They don't let you sit around. They don't let you mop around saying, oh, this or that, maybe tomorrow. There is no tomorrow for them.
Yeah.
They know it is now and it has to be done. That's it.
Yeah.
There is no such thing as maybe, or I'll try. There is no such thing as that. They say you either do it or you don't.
Yeah.
So if you want to still sit with it, then that's your choice. But once they come in, I've seen that I don't have the choice of sitting around. I don't have the luxury of sitting around anymore. They make me do it. They come in and
Go ahead.
they just push things.
Yeah.
They help to release things faster, I've seen.
Yeah. And they don't
Maybe
play. And they don't play.
no playing around. It's at it's like contradictory. They say you don't have to take everything very seriously. At the same time, when they're working, they're very serious about it.
Yes. Yeah.
This needs to be done, and this needs to be done today. That's it.
Yeah. And so, since the end of last year, several people, I actually had my dragon experiences were the month of November. Mostly the month of November, give or take a week. But several people had talked about that the dragons, of course, I'm sure they've always been here, like all the different energies. But several people had mentioned during that time and around the first of the year that the dragons had come back or made themselves more present or more available or something to that effect. How does, are they available for everyone? And how does somebody go about contacting or connecting with the dragon energy?
Well, when they came up for me, I guess it is also part of our DNA. We are part of we share the DNA with them.
Mm-hmm.
So they chose me. I didn't make an effort to contact them. I didn't even think of any such thing. But when they showed up, they told me that I have to work with them, and they work with people who are working with the ley lines and the grids. So people who do the grid work, they are spontaneously connecting with those people. And the other ones who wish to connect have to maybe sometimes go through someone who holds that energy, the dragon energy. So I was told I'm the dragon mother. I'm the mother of dragons. It's easier when someone like me makes the connection for other people, because the energy is familiar to them coming through a human, than the dragons making direct contact with them. So I was shown how to do the activation, the dragon flame activation, for people to connect them to aspects of their dragon selves, or else to connect them to their dragon guides and guardians. And those people will be working with the dragons as well, not just for your personal. It's not just our personal work that they have come in for. It is for the collective. It is for the planet, and we are all ascending together. There is no such thing as just a few people or just the planet or anything. It's all going to be together, and they are very much a part of the activations. They are very much a part of holding the space. They are very much a part of anchoring the energies. They anchor their energies through us, the ones that are working with them. and we are all going to ascend together.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's an interesting thing too. Is you're saying the dragons anchor themselves through us, and I wonder if that's how it works. I guess that's how it works with all our other aspects. Is we connect to them and then we embody it into our life, and thereby anchor. They can anchor through us. I guess that's
yeah,
another way to.
we are multidimensional, aren't we? We're just not 3D. There's a lot more than that, and there's other aspects of us waiting to connect to us. And once we've done all that work, that's when we're complete. That's when we stand like the pillars holding the light.
Yeah. So when you work with people and you do sessions one-on-one, you're calling in the dragons when you do that, the dragon energy, and then you activate the dragon in them, or the dragon fire, I think is what you said. And at that point, do they typically have a line of communication with their dragon energy from then on?
Yes, they do. For some people, it's just maybe one dragon. Depends on how open you are to receiving. Not everyone connects to them instantly, maybe, but the connection I've done is I've been successful so far. They instantly connect with one aspect of the dragon initially, whatever it is that they need at that time. And then once they start working, it's like opening the door. Once you've opened the door, then it's like they all come through. So
Yeah.
after that, it's like many other dragons show up. Many other dragons have shown up.
Yeah, that's actually, I was just thinking back now. I know I talked to you after I had in November, and I had a whole month or 5 weeks of these dragon episodes every day. And then it would have been in March. I had one, I don't know if it was one night or maybe 2 or 3 nights, but there was one night in particular, and there was a window right in front of my bed on the wall looking outside, and 12 of them came in. 1, 2, 3, all different color, all representing, and it happened very fast. And they told me, kind of like each one of them told me, this, it might say it was a green one, and said, I am the energy of such and such. And then a pink one, I'm the energy of such and such. And it went, really fast. And again, it was one of those things where I can't really recall everything. I just know the experience happened. And I remember specifically there was 12 of them. And I don't really know what it meant, but I guess it's like what we were talking about earlier. It's just another way of the universe bringing in whatever code you need or whatever it is. And we don't have to know, I guess. I don't know. But that's yeah.
We don't have to make sense of everything at all at once. Once you've had the experience, it will come to you when you need it. But there've been times when I've listened to many of your shows now, and if I may say so, please excuse me for saying this, but every time you've mentioned the dragons, I've got the feeling that somehow you are not, you have not been able to acknowledge them fully for some reason.
Tell me what that means. Because I don't know what that means.
How do I explain that? You have not been able to accept them. Is that you would know what's going on?
Yeah, well, you know what? Now that, because it's all coming back to me now. I don't know. It just happened so fast. I didn't resist them. In fact, somebody brought up a question here. We'll go back to it in a second, Judy Lipke. But so I remember after I did talk about it, because I do talk about, or try to talk about the things that happened to me. And so after that 12 Dragon episode, and I must have talked about it, on a couple of shows, I got a couple of notes. And from one person who'd been on the show, who's been connected for a long time. I mean, he's a spiritual energy worker and such. And he said it was not a good thing. That didn't bother me at all. I told him, I said, hey, that's your stuff, not mine. I actually got a very good feeling about it. In fact, my experiences with the dragons it was over about a week when they came back in March. It was very much like you described. The energy was, hey, we're here to get things done. You know, it was kind of like the Kali energy. You know what I mean? It was that dark,
It's strong.
powerful, dark, strong energy. But I didn't resist it at all. And then I think it was right before Morgan came back. So it would have been middle of April. Very distinctly, I was laying in bed and there was a white dragon, a very beautiful. Now it wasn't totally white. It was like white and it had like rainbow lines, kind of like your drawing. It had like, yeah. So it had rainbow stripes, but not really. They were almost translucent, right? And it was white. And I think I was laying on the bed or the couch. I think it was on the couch downstairs because I wouldn't sleep in the bed when she wasn't here. I was on the couch, and it literally came over and like laid its head on my shoulder and let me know. It said, "I'm your," I don't know. I'm trying to make this into human words, but like, "I'm your main dragon," or I'm here with you now always. And it was a very comforting, you know, I didn't need the reassurance, but it was a very like, you passed these initiations or something like that, and here I am, and I'm always here with you. And now that I think about that, which is really strange, it was the left shoulder. And I was on a show a couple of days ago, and a guy said, "You've got a dragon on your left shoulder." He was like channeling or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. But back to the question that, and that's another thing. Somebody just said maybe he hasn't embodied it. When Morgan was here last time, we were on the north side of the island going through a lot of initiations, and a dragon jumped into my body, like came into my body. I thought I was going to get sick, and I was like on the couch going, "Oh my God, oh my God." And Morgan's just laughing, you know, like you're embodying this dragon. So I don't know. My experiences with him have been really started when I got here, and they've always been good. I've never been scared of them. I've had one of them appear in front of me, literally. And they've always been good, mostly feminine. I don't really know these last 12 what they were. It didn't matter. You know, they were just like fully balanced. But anyway, somebody had written me and said, "Oh, those were bad signs and you're being, invaded and da 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 da." Now, there was a question here, and I want to honor the question. So Judy Litke said, "How do you know if the dragons are here for our highest good?" I don't want to speak on that. I can only speak for myself, but you're the dragon mother. So can you answer that?
Well, they've always been there. And the reason that they have been labeled as the dark entities is because of the power that they hold.
Yeah.
When something is really that powerful and strong, everything will try and put it down, and that's the reason they were given a bad name, I feel. And
Yeah.
they've clearly shown me that it's the same like human beings. There's good and there's bad.
Yeah.
In the extraterrestrial world, there's good ones and bad ones, and
Yeah.
everything holds the dark and the light side. So
Yeah.
it's what you're focused on. It's what you are subscribing to.
Yeah.
So I have not come across any bad dragons as yet. I don't know if I can say bad, but any negative ones or any dark dragons as yet.
Yeah, I haven't either.
But we have the good and the bad dragon within us as well, don't we?
Of course. Yeah.
So
of course.
what is it that you are listening to every day? We have the same. So let's not get into.
Yeah, to me they're very, very, very powerful. It's a very, very powerful.
That's the
energy.
reason they have been.
Yeah, it's almost scary. I mean, talking to other people, I never got scared with any of it.
But have you after the so many dragons contacting you, have you consciously worked with them? That's what they want you to do.
I have a couple of times. I think there was a couple of times during, what was it, March, April, when I think it was April, when things were like really crazy with everybody. There was a couple of times. Typically, though, for me, I tend to hear, I guess, like one voice. It's never really any energy in particular. I do have many, many different episodes of different types of aspects over the last 8 years. And when I speak, I usually don't speak directly to any specific energy. I speak more to the universal in its entirety. But there was a couple of times, and it would have been right after that white dragon came. It might have even been that night. I remember one night, Morgan was gone, and that's always difficult. And there were some things going on collectively. And I remember saying, and I remember what I called for was power, and yeah, it was like power and fortitude, and resolve to continue forward and to move on, and not to. I wasn't going to give up, but I was just like, I needed strength. I guess that's what it was. And I did specifically call it. And I think that was the night the white dragon came, because the 12 that came that other night, none of them were white. This one was white. And like I said, it's laid its head on my shoulder. So, yeah, but yeah, a couple times I have. But
Yeah,
one of the things that one of the
sorry,
I cut out. But like one of the things that I picked up every time was this: no matter how powerful, no matter how strong their power was, or how much of a force it was, I always got this huge capacity of love that they carried. Like I could tell that they loved me. You know what I mean? Every time. So there never was anything other than that.
True, and we've got to always keep in mind that there is nothing more powerful than us, and the power that we feel with our dragons is ours.
Yeah.
It's not anything else.
Yeah.
They allow you to feel your own power. They open you up so that you know your own capacity, and we have the same capacity to love.
Yes.
We have the same compassion. We have it all as much as they do.
Yeah.
So it's not like anything else is more powerful than us at any given time. It could be the dragons, the galactics, the crystals, you name it. Everything holds the same energy. It's what you are focused on, and it's how much you can embody. It's how much you can take on, is what you can give. So it's what you have is all you can give.
Yeah.
And
now you had a really interesting one. I don't know if you published this one yet, but
no, not yet.
What about this one here? This is very interesting.
I have yet to post this one, and this is what soon after all of this conversations with the dragons and working on myself, and the two dragons showing up, a few days back, I had a lucid dream, and I saw myself looking at the sunset, and it was very unusual, this sunset. It was not the regular light that you see, the orange and pink. While I was looking at the sun going down, the whole sky lit up, and it was magenta in color. It was purple, violet, and I said, this is different. It's not the usual sunset. Where am I? Am I seeing a sunset on my planet, or am I somewhere else?
Yeah.
And I was very much here.
Wow.
And once the whole sky was lit up with this violet light, I got distracted. I said, let me take a photo. And I was looking for my phone. Now, this was all in my lucid dream. I started looking for my phone to take a picture. And before I could do that, the sky collapsed. And it was like, like the shutter was put down. Instantly, it just collapsed. And I said, what happened there? It was dark for just 1 second, maybe, or maybe not. Instantly, the sun came out right behind me in the sky, and it was day again. And the sun was different. The sun was not what we see, like our sun. It was white. It
Wow.
was actually crystalline, the crystalline sun. And I looked back and I said, oh, what does this mean? And I woke up.
Mm.
So
Isn't that how it
that
works?
day I was a bit, it was too much, because that experience was really very moving. And after about 2 days, this dragon showed up and explained to me, the old timelines have collapsed. The world that we were living in, the reality that we have been used to, does not exist anymore.
Yeah.
This is what will be. We will be standing in our light.
Yeah.
We have to own our light. We stand in our power. And we generate all of this light, all of these codes that will be coming through us. The new codes, they will be flowing through us. And this is how I saw the dragon standing in, tall in the sky. And this is what we're going to look like once we have now embodied all the light and sharing our knowledge, sharing our wisdom, our experiences, allowing other people to see that everyone can do it. And this is what awaits us.
Yeah. Of all your drawings that I've seen, it's always the ones where they're looking straight at you that really get to me. And this one in particular, because of this geometry or light language or whatever that is coming from the third eye down through the nose. What is that? Do you know what that means? Or
if you ask me, in our language, I wouldn't be able to tell you. But if you just look at the dragon and merge with it, that's what all my paintings are with the codes. You can use it to clear yourself. You can use it to heal yourself, to activate whatever it is that you need at that time will come to you. So when you gaze at the eyes and look into the eyes and just connect with the dragon and look at the code, it directly goes into your subconscious mind. It goes into your DNA. It goes into the bloodstream, they tell me now. And it goes wherever it is that you need to clear and to help you.
Well, I just that
from
just
where you are.
Yeah, that just describes what I was just sitting there looking at it while you were talking, and that's exactly how it felt.
Yeah,
it was happening.
all of my paintings have the codes, most of them, and all of them can be used to heal. That's the reason I'm going to make oracle cards out of these and use it for healing as well. So till they come, anyone can just bring up any painting. All my paintings, I've described what the colors, the codes, and what it means and what you can do with it. So anyone can pull up a painting and just look into it and just take in the codes from there, or else you merge with it and let it do its work. It's the same concept as the light language. When someone is speaking the light language, you don't need to make sense of it from your head.
Right.
It speaks directly to your subconscious. It speaks directly to your DNA. And I think that's what works best for us human beings who are too much in the mind and, trying to intellectualize everything and making sense and, bringing logic out of it. it bypasses the mind and it does what it needs to do.
Yeah.
So all you've got to do is give permission and allow the dragons to work with you.
Beautiful. I think that that newest
This
one's
was
my.
the first one.
What's that? Go back.
The last one that you had right now was the first dragon that came up for me.
Oh yeah, yeah. Let's see
The last one.
that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fascinating. And I think my, just scrolling through these things, I could feel it. I could really feel it. Yeah. So you
Yeah.
use these in the sessions. You're still doing sessions. You're okay. You're open for people to contact you to do one-on-ones.
Yes, I am. I'm doing sessions. I took a break for about a month.
Yeah.
April, May, but now again I'm ready for sessions. I use my paintings if I'm guided to, if the dragons say that they need to see, and do it that way, or else just the dragon energy works well if I'm not guided to use the paintings. So yes, I do. I use it for healing work. I use it for activations.
Yeah. And so how do people contact you? Just on Messenger?
On Messenger, Facebook Messenger, I have an Instagram account, Cosmic Weaver 777.
Cosmic Weaver.
Don't have a
777.
website.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, can I ask you? Can you connect to the Can you call in the dragon energy for a collective message or a present? In the present right now.
Yeah, and the last painting, I was not going to talk about it today, but since I sent it to you and you got it out, that is the dragon that's standing right now, and that was the message. Not
Oh, wow.
this. Yeah.
And what was the
This is
message?
where
Go ahead.
this is if you may call it future, but this is the present timeline that we're on. This is how we stand now. This is where we stand now, with all of our power. Do not underestimate your power. Do not underestimate your light. This is your time to shine. So stand strong, stand tall where you are, and give all that you can. For it is in giving that you will receive. And there is nothing else but to give of yourself.
Wow.
That's it.
That was extremely powerful to me. And of course, I get exposed to a lot of things doing what I do here and my role at Soulogy. But I don't get, affected a lot. I mean, I do, because every show I do, there's a multi-dimensional aspect one way or another. That particular painting, though, and that particular drawing that we just had up there, the last one you did, really, really speaks. And I don't know what it's saying, but I can feel it in my body. Really, where I feel it the most is in my solar plexus, like almost like powering up, and then it's actually moves up into the throat a little bit. But it doesn't feel like we were talking earlier, where you want to pull something out. It doesn't feel like that. It just feels like it goes into the solar and goes up into the throat, and it almost feels like a sword, like an Archangel Michael sword or something. Really interesting.
Yeah, just look into it, and I guess you just ask the dragon to do whatever needs to be done.
That's a very powerful one. That's my favorite one of all the ones I've seen that you've done. It really is powerful. Thank you for letting us reschedule. I made a mistake and booked our show last night here locally. We did our first show, and it was at the same time. That's why, you know, I don't produce the shows. I just show up and do the talking.
That's okay. No problem. It is all in the right time.
Yeah. Well, I'm
And
really,
it works well.
yeah, I'm really excited to see, get with you again down the road a little bit in a few weeks and see what else you got coming in and what else is happening. I enjoy your post. I don't read a lot of posts, but when I see one of your dragons, I always go and see what they're talking about and what's happening. But so everybody, this is powerful dragon medicine. They seem to be, that energy seems to be available these last few months, and some people even have said they were here when the earth was created, and they've come back to bring us on home, basically. So if this resonates with you, please reach out to Gayatri for a one-on-one session. I know there's a lot of people out there that can give recommendations for, and let's support each other in this year of co-creation and collaboration with an equal energy exchange, so we all can keep on going down the road here. You know, thank you so much, Gayatri.
Thank
It's always a
you.
pleasure. You take
Always
care.
a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.